it's time for GizFiz PM.
It's the Giz Fiz with the Giz Whiz. It's kind of like Cheese Whiz. It's the Giz Fiz. And now your host, Mathematics writer and the Giz Whiz, Dick DeBartolo.
Welcome to GizFiz PM. Nicely done. Very nicely done. Okay, are we going to have a chat room celebrity of the week? I think it was Tinker Toy Tech.
Oh, I don't know. Are we?
Yes. I don't know. Beatmaster, do you know? Does anybody know if Tinker Toy was it Tinker Toy Tech? It was TTT. Anybody want to be chat room celebrity of the week? Okay, he does not respond to my request. Well, we don't know who the sponsor is yet until we start doing our logo. Okay. And if anybody has a suggestion for a Yearn to Learn theater, or do you happen to have a Yearn to Learn theater, Kara?
No, I don't.
Okay, Alex did not leave any. Okay, so if anybody can find a Yearn to Learn theater, would you let us know? You can post it in the chat room. And so we will start with true or false from George Davis. Bum, bum. And the category is unusual. True or false? Number one, on Good Friday, 1930, BBC Radio reported it was such a calm day, there was no news, so they just played piano music all day long. True or false? On Good Friday, 1930, BBC Radio reported it was such a calm day, there was no news, so they just played piano music all day long. True or false? Let's see. True. Stupid enough to be true. PC guy says, I remember that day. False. Let's see. We have a couple of Yearn to Learn suggestions. I like the one about superstition. That should be fun. Can you email that link to Kara? Assuming that it's like 10 minutes or less. Kara at twit.tv, Kara, with the link to that video. True. Nothing happened in 1930. Google says true. Wait a minute. Who's Googling here? What? Dennis, you're just in time to play true or false. On Good Friday in 1930, the BBC said it was such a calm day, there is no news, so they played piano music all day long. What's your guess? True or false? Yes, your answer is
He's
false.
got a drink.
Okay, he's got a drink.
Is that for you?
Yes. Kara, what's your answer?
I'll say true.
True.
Yes.
True, you can't have dead air. True enough to be true enough. And the answer is, let's look. Oh, true. Ta-da! My tallest 42 says, hi, Napkin Dennis. Okay. Question number 2 in the unusual true or false category. In the 1980s, Pablo Escobar's drug cartel was spending $1,700 a month on rubber bands just to wrap their paper money. Now, who would get that kind of effect? I'm not looking at the answer, so I can play two. In the 1980s, Pablo Escobar's drug cartel was spending $1,700 a month on rubber bands just to wrap up their paper money. False, more. False, it would be proper wraps. I guess paper wraps they mean. True, they didn't have an overseas bank in Panama. Paper money is wrapped in paper. But it's not going to a bank. I think it's put a rubber band around it and stick it under the bed. False, they used bazooka gum wrappers. True, they didn't have PayPal. Yeah, everybody keeps saying banks use paper bands, but this is like illegal money. I don't think it's going to ever see a bank. False, they use shoe boxes. This is a fact from the rubber band salesman. False, he bought a rubber factory. All right, Dennis. You think it's false? Drug cartel spent $1,700 on the rubber. Kara?
I'll say
Drug
false.
cartel. Say false.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say true because the guy selling him the rubber bands knew it was for illegal money and figured, I'll just charge him $17,000 for a dozen. Okay. Answer false. They purchased $2,500 worth of rubber bands a month. All right. 3. Ben and Jerry both learned how to make ice cream. What? Ben and Jerry both learned how to make ice cream by taking a correspondence course from Penn State. They split the cost of the course, which came to $5 each. False, it was Cornell. False, they learned it on YouTube. Pennsylvania makes Grace ice cream. It has to be true. They learned it from Eskimos. True, but it's not Ben and Jerry. False. Come on, false. False. Wow, it's kind of right down the middle. Dennis, what's your take? Ben and Jerry learned how to make ice cream in a correspondence course from Penn State. Okay, Kara? Ben and Jerry?
True.
True. Okay. I'm gonna say false because it seems like a weird thing to learn via correspondence. Okay, let's go to Ben and Jerry learned how to make ice cream in a correspondence course from Penn State. True. Wow. Okay. Oh boy, Kara must have been practicing all week. This is like amazing. We normally don't have such good sound effects here on GizFiz PM. You can't catch her off guard.
I closed the tab. I got nervous.
Okay. Okay. All right. It's a good thing they didn't make it at Penn State. Otherwise, it would be Penn State ice cream. Okay. 4 of 5. The Q in Q-tips stands for quick job. True or false? The Q in Q-tips stands for quick job. Should be quick jab, shouldn't it? Quick job. Q in Q-tip stands for quick jab. No. It stands for Queen Latifah. Stands for quality. Stands for quit putting it in your ear. Are they not spelled Q? C-U-E tips? True, false, 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 false. It stands for qubit. False, almost working. Quality, false. It stands for quilted. Q, quilted. All right, Dennis. The Q in Q-tip stands for quick job. False. Okay, Kara.
I'm gonna say false. Jammer B influenced me. He says it stands for quality.
And I'm going to say false too because quick sort of doesn't. There's nothing quick about a Q-tip. You kind of anyway. The answer is the Q in Q-tip stands for quick job. False. It stands for quality. All right, a lot of answers there. Jammer B included. Okay, final question. In 1985, when Coca-Cola announced the return of the flavoring Coke Classic, ABC interrupted General Hospital to break the news. In 1985, when Coca-Cola announced the return of the flavoring Coke Classic, ABC interrupted General Hospital to break the news. True, true. Unfortunately, true. Boy. True. Wow. This is the most consensus. Maeve says, was it breaking news brought to you by Coca-Cola Classic? That's funny. Definitely leaning toward true. Now it's starting to go false. Dennis, Coca-Cola announced and actually interrupted General Hospital. All right, Dennis says true. Kara?
True.
True. Okay, audience. I'm going to say true only because they would interrupt the program and not interrupt the commercial. So, all right, answer from George Davis. True, because there was a national uproar when New Coke replaced Coke Classic. Okay, so most all of us were correct. Be good until next week. Bye from George Davis. Thank you, George. And the bomb.
I got an email from somebody with their Skype handle. I guess to be chat room celebrity of the week. I don't know who it is though. Their real name is Alexander.
All right, you want to get the.
I mean, I can. Yeah, I'll add them to the Skype and see. But I don't know who in the chat room that is.
Alexander.
Alex C. That would make sense. That's his name. I guess.
It's what?
Alex C. Beatmaster says Alex C.
Oh, yay, Alex. Oh, okay. Osnet is saying yay, Alex C. So let's do it. I'll do a couple questions while. Okay. I got one of those. I told this story on GizFiz. Just before we recorded GizFiz on Thursday, I got the Microsoft scam call that this is Microsoft Tech. And that's all I let him say. Hi, this is Microsoft Tech, and you have a big problem with you. And I said, hey, can you hang on just a second? I said, because you'll be the next caller. And he said, what? I said, no, just stay there. Stay there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to caller number 2, who's from Microsoft. Click, dial tone. Anyway. Okay, so let us go to, we'll do a logo while we're waiting. Pepsi is Coke mixed with lemon juice. No, I don't think so. I can't imagine. All right, we're going to, this. Ta-da! I wonder what that could be. The nationality of Erno Rubik, who invented Rubik's Cube. The nationality. Polish. Hungarian, Romanian, Russian, Prussian, anemia. Do you know? Dennis thinks Czech. Kara's working on a phone call. Bulgarian, Gazelian. How come you didn't do Gazelian instead of just Gazelle? Dun-dun-dun. Yugoslavian. That's a car. The French. Ruski. All right. He is Hungarian. Mixed up Squareland. That's very good. Martian. Rubkunian. How many small individual cubes? What? Anybody know this? How many of the small individual cubes on a Rubik's Cube contain 3 different colors? How many of the small individual cubes?
Jammer B says 8.
Well, Jammer B and so many are correct. 8. Wow, this chat room is smart. Let me kind of. Are we ready?
By the way, yes, we are ready.
We're set. So hang on a second, because this is. We have to do this very properly here, ladies and gentlemen. Let us meet the chat room celebrity. Of the week. And sir, what is your name?
My name is Alex Cuttadine.
Alex, how are you?
In the chat room. I'm doing
Alex,
well. How you doing?
Good. Alex, thank you for volunteering. And you realize you will be under no obligation to answer anything we ask you.
Okay.
So Alex, where are we calling you at?
I'm in Lexington, Kentucky.
Lexington, Kentucky. Okay. And are you employed, going to school?
I am employed. I'm actually employed by the University of Kentucky. I've run the Faculty Media Depot there, so we give audiovisual services and support for instructors and other staff. And I also do some freelance work on the side, doing marketing for primarily the thoroughbred industry.
The thoroughbred horse industry?
That's right.
And like, what kind of marketing?
So we work with horse farms, as well as sales companies, and we do promotion for a lot of thoroughbred sales and stallions, stud fees, and then as well as some other products as well. But
oh my God!
But yeah, the breeding industry is probably where the most of the money's generated.
All right, so give me an idea of what a stud fee is, money-wise.
Like the amount, or what it actually?
Yeah, the amount.
So the probably the low end is somewhere between $5,000 and $15,000, and on the high end, you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that's for like covering a mare. So it's for like a single breeding, and a stallion can be bred up to 4 or 5 times a day. So I believe American Pharaoh, who won the Triple Crown, gets $200,000.
What? Now, does that include dinner and movies, or is that optional?
No, I don't think that's included.
It's not included. Okay, so
for like live foal, that's what you're promised.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. No matter how long it takes, like, is it a matter of? Could it be a matter of weeks, or is it normally a day that they know that the horse has been impregnated?
That's a good question. I don't know about quite that much.
You're selling something and it has no idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, once the stud fee is sold, that's about as far as
the end of what
we
you
go.
have to do. Yeah. Oh, okay. And in dealing with horses, I've seen this in movies and heard that it's true. You may or may not know this. is that when horses go to race, they often send like the horse's best friend or a barn mate, because horses are very nervous unless they have a horse they know around. It's just like a true. Am I telling you this kind of properly?
Sometimes. Yeah. So like when horses exercise or work out in the mornings, they will sometimes work out with a barn mate. Sometimes when they do run, you'll have like you'll have I believe they call them like an entry, but if you ever see like a 1A or a 2A or a 1B, those are offered by like the same owner. And so sometimes they'll actually enter two horses in the same race, and sometimes they'll actually call them a rabbit. So they'll try to set the pace with one horse. And,
oh my God!
And to actually have a different horse win. So that happens sometimes.
So if they enter a 1A and 1B, they're both officially in the race, right? You could bet on.
And the benefit of that is if you bet on the one horse, you get both the 1A and the 1B horse.
Oh.
For that single price.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And married, single?
I'm engaged. I got engaged in October, and our wedding is September 3rd.
Oh my God! Oh my God! So you have no kids yet, I assume.
No kids yet.
No kids.
It's on the horizon, but
it's on the horizon. And do you know what your stud fee is going to be? Have you set? have you thought about that?
Negative. I'm in the negative on my stud fee.
Someone says, "Oh, you're going to have a horse-themed wedding?"
We are actually having it in a barn.
Are you? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's there are no horses around. There might be a horse in the neighboring farm, but we're having it at a nursery, and so they have great. It's a nursery for plants, and so they have great foliage all around, and they just recently started having weddings at this rustic barn. So it's the barn at Spring House. It's a gorgeous place.
Great. That's great. I see a quick question going by already. Have you ever owned a horse, or do you own a horse?
I have not owned a horse. I've been around horses all my life. I grew up here in Lexington, Kentucky, but I've actually recently considered joining a syndicate. And I have been doing some work for a syndicate, and that's a group of owners, and the syndicate actually organizes this group of owners, and so you can put in as little as like $5,000 and be a part owner. But as a part owner, you can go be in the paddock when your horse saddles. You can be in the winner's circle if your horse wins. So that's an easy way to be to be a part owner and to see all of the benefits of being an owner, but not actually have to, spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands on a horse to get in the game.
So a prize horse would be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars?
There's a broad range. And so like a famous horse recently was like Zenyatta, and she famously sold for something like $60,000, but won millions on the track. But people oftentimes speculate on the value or the race career of a horse, even as young as like a yearling. And so they still look like a tiny horse compared to the horses of racing age. And they'll spend sometimes up into the millions of dollars speculating on how good of a runner it will be.
Wow. Have you bet on horses?
I have. I've been working in the thoroughbred industry for about 16 years, and part of that time was for blood horse publications. So I was around a lot of handicappers, and I'd get a lot of there's not a ton of inside information, but you'd hear things on the backside when horses were working out, or you'd talk to owners and trainers, and you get a little bit of an inside scoop about what was going on. And so,
are you ahead in horse betting?
Overall, I am ahead. One time I hit a long shot exacta, and so my biggest payout was like I think $600. No, it was under 600. It was like 5 something, because I know I didn't have to over 600 they take out taxes immediately,
right?
But yeah, so that was my big.
I remember that. That's when you won the $599.99 a race. I remember that.
And it was actually kind of a funny story. I had placed the bet, and I was working. I was actually working that day. Well, kind of half working. I had my pass to be working, so I could get like in the winner's circle and watch the race. And this was a race leading up to the Kentucky Derby, and
Wow.
NBC. As I was getting ready for the race to go off, like these guys from NBC came in and kind of pushed me aside, and I was like, "What's going on?" And they put the camera on this couple, and this couple apparently was given $100,000 to bet on a horse, and they had bet it on I think it was Patio Prado was the favorite for that race, and I had bet an exacta, Stately Victor, and Patio Prado, and so that exacta came in, but Patio Prado ran second. So they had the camera on this couple. I'm in the background on the NBC shot celebrating, and they're like lamenting their loss.
Oh my gosh.
But I was on NBC celebrating my big win.
Yay. And now you're on camera again.
I know this is actually a much bigger honor than that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure of that. So Alex, how did you find out about Leo and Twit?
Well, I first started watching Leo on ZDTV, and that was probably 1999, I think it was, because I remember.
Were you like 7 back then?
I was 19, and so I just recently started college, and so what would happen? I'd go off to school, and of course we didn't have ZDTV where I was at school. We had like a very limited cable package in the dorms, and I would come home on the weekends and do laundry, and as soon as I would come in the door, I would turn on ZDTV, and so it would be Call for Help and the screensavers. And then I watched the whole transition from ZDTV to Tech TV, and I even hung around for the G4 TV days. I really like, Kevin Rose, Kevin Pereira, those guys, and then G4 just went an entirely different direction. And I've found Leo again. I remember I was working. It's probably 2007 or 2008. I was actually working at the Thoroughbred publication I worked at, and one day I just thought, I wonder what Leo's doing these days. So I Googled his name, and Leoville.com came up, and the Twit live stream came up with that. So I've been watching Twit for about 9 years now. So
wow.
So yeah, I've been following Leo for a while.
Great. And it took you 4.5 years to volunteer to be chat room celebrity.
I kept saying I'd see it every week. I would usually watch this, not every single week, but probably every couple weeks. I'd always wanted to throw my name in, but yeah, finally.
Oh no, this is great. No, actually, Beatmaster does have all the days that you did not watch. Beatmaster's he's amazing. He is just amazing. Okay, so can you see the chat room?
I can.
Okay, yeah, Kara's going to do it. So what we do is we ask the chat room to ask you some questions. You can totally ignore them if you like. There'll always be some bizarre questions in there about gazelles. And you send me an email, gizwizbiz@aol.com. And I will send you. You will be one of the first to get the August. Can you cut to a long shot here, Kara, just for a mo? Okay, this is the August issue of Mad. So you'll get that, and you'll get one of those now 38-year-old, probably older than you are, Alfred E. Newman pictures.
Wow.
To hang in a stable near you. Okay, so chat room, fire away.
I see a question about bourbon whiskey, and so bourbon is a staple of the Central Kentucky area. So I do love bourbon. I have there's a funny story about that. One day I had a insurance claim, and the adjuster came in, and he made a comment about it was in my kitchen. I had water damage, but he saw like my hoard of bourbon bottles, and I don't drink excessively, but I have a lot of bourbon, and so but after seeing all of like my half empty bottles, I was like, maybe that doesn't look so good, but bourbon is great. I've actually done some work with Woodford Reserve recently, so we did if you search for another group I work with is called Fashion at the Races. So if you Google Fashion at the Races, it would be Fashion at the Races and Mint Julep. You'll find a video that I produced at Woodford Reserve, and I know a lot of people know Woodford. They're one of the premium bourbons that people know around the country and around the world. And they're based in Versailles, Kentucky, which is just about 15, 20 minutes down the road from me. But my favorite bourbon is probably Booker's. Booker's is a cask strength or a barrel strength bourbon, and that is produced by, I believe that's produced by it's the distillery is slipping my mind now, but Buffalo Trace, I think does
yep, it is there. Eric Duckman is in there already with Buffalo Trace.
And Buffalo Trace also does Pappy Van Winkle, which is like the Silicon Valley bourbon now. That's like the big $500 a bottle bourbon that's popular in Silicon Valley now.
Okay. It went by a long time ago, but if you're ever looking for a name for a horse, someone in the chat room, Celeste, suggested Horsey McHorseface because of, the winning boat name.
Right.
Bodie McBoatface.
There are some crazy horse names out there, and I believe it's the Jockey Club is the body that approves horse names, but there's horse name regulations, and it has to go through an approval process, and sometimes they try to sneak in some foul horse names in the mix.
I'd see. Okay.
And sometimes they do actually get through.
Oh, well, what's the strangest horse name that you can think of?
Oh gosh, I'd have to think about that. There's the strangest ones are like really peculiar. Sometimes they don't have a space in them, and really the person that suffers the most from that are the race callers at the tracks, because they have usually between like 6 and 12 horses that they have to keep straight, and through a race card the entire day they might have 100 or more horse names that they have to go through, and so sometimes you'll get a race caller that they'll run into this absolutely ridiculous name, so they've got to keep that straight with 100 other horses.
Oh my god!
But I can't. You can. I can't think of a specific one.
That's okay. That's okay.
There's a question there about Ryan Shrout. Ryan is actually in Florence, Kentucky, which is about 50 minutes north of me. He actually went to the University of Kentucky too, and he was a student there the same time I was a student. I graduated from UK in 2007. He was in computer science. I was in telecommunications, and we never crossed paths. But I run a studio space on UK's campus, so sometimes in the past I've offered that he'd be able to record there or stream from there, nice, if he ever was in Lexington and couldn't get back to his studio.
Oh, great. Oh, Crimson has a good question. Do you ride?
I have not ridden a horse in probably decades. So the last time I think I rode a horse was when I was 4 years old, and I went to a riding camp, and we would ride horses every day. And I still remember at the riding camp, every day, I think it ran for 5 days, and there was one horse that was just larger than all of the rest, and every day everybody wanted to ride the big horse, and every day I was told, oh, you can ride him tomorrow, and I never got to ride the big horse, and I guess that turned me off because I haven't ridden a horse since. But there's a lot of we have the Kentucky Horse Park, there's a lot of trail riding opportunities, so I really need to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Would you ever be able to ride a horse if you put in your $5,000, would that include the ability to possibly ride the horse, or are horses who race kind of treated like stars and only the trainer goes near them or rides them?
They definitely are treated like stars, and I'd say for the average person, you wouldn't want to ride a thoroughbred. Even I know people that ride them professionally, exercise riders, and they're very, and this isn't the case for all thoroughbreds, but most thoroughbreds are very skittish. Most horses are, but thoroughbreds even more so, and they're very high strung. So if you lose control of a thoroughbred, it's an animal that they weigh what, like 2,000 pounds. It's not something you want to lose control of, and a thoroughbred's not really a good horse to start on. There are off the track thoroughbreds though. So off the track thoroughbreds are retired thoroughbreds, and so an average racing career might be 2 or 3, maybe 4 years for a horse.
Wow.
And then, so there are a lot of relatively young horses. Horses generally live somewhere between the low 20s to 30 years old. There's even some horses that live into their 40s. But so a horse that has a career that might be 4 years, that's going to live for 25 years, needs to find another career. So there's some off the track thoroughbred programs that will actually retrain the horses for other careers, and so sometimes they turn into jumpers, and or they try to train them to kind of mellow them out a little bit. So it's definitely possible to ride a thoroughbred for fun, but one that's on the track, probably I'd leave that up to the jockeys and the exercise riders.
Yeah, it sounds that way. I only did horse riding once. I was born in Brooklyn, and I had an accident, fell off trying to reach for the ring. So I never got on a carousel again. Anyway, thank you for that.
That option, yeah, that'll get you.
And someone else asked, when is the main event? I guess they're talking. Your wedding is when?
Oh, it's September 3rd.
Right. Okay. You can use it on your invitation. If you want to use the main event on your invitation, I'm sure our chat room.
I thought they might be talking about the Kentucky Derby, which was a few weeks ago.
Oh, maybe it could be. It could be. All right, a couple more.
I have a question.
Oh, go, Tara, yeah.
Kara has a question.
Tara, yes.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Why do you have such a nice mic? And what kind is it?
That's a blue mic, right?
Yeah, that is a Blue Yeti. We have a number of these at UK, and so we have some extras, so I keep one here in case I need to do any recording from home. The Blue Yeti actually, so I do a lot of production work, and the Blue Yeti is pretty good, and it's generally it's a good entry-level mic if someone's looking for a more professional grade mic, but it doesn't want to spend upwards of like $100, $150, because you can get in the multiple hundreds or thousands of dollars on a mic. So this is a good entry-level mic, but I kind of keep it as a backup. But if I had to choose
and about what does that cost? It's about $100, right?
You can find them on sale for about $100. The regular retail's around $150, but they're frequently about $100 on sale.
Okay. All right. 2 more questions for Alex, and then we will end. Are there any horses called Richard Harris? Because the actor once played a man called Horse. Did you know Mr. Did you know Mr. Ed?
Oh, I do know Mr. Ed.
Do you really? Okay.
But no, I've not. I don't think there are any Richard Harris horses. Actually, to be honest, though, there's somewhere between, I'd say 25 and 35,000 thoroughbreds bred each year. And there's, thousands that race. So I'm sure if we put Richard Harris into the database, something would pop up.
All right, one more question. Oh, okay. Let's do Beatmaster's question. Okay.
Okay, I saw that too. So technology have any influence on horse races? And it's a really good question because I kind of got my start working with technology in the thoroughbred industry. And so the thoroughbred industry is traditionally kind of lagged behind other industries by 5 or 10 years when it comes to technology. And so when HD video was making the transition publicly, it kind of lagged behind, and we still have some tracks that are on standard def, but I've always worked in technology in the thoroughbred So I started out working in simulcast. So it was I was operating graphics behind the scenes for the simulcast at Keeneland Racetrack. And then shortly after that, I worked for a company called Post Time Technologies doing live streaming of the races and as well as horse sales. And so we were one of the biggest streamers, probably in the early 2000s, just by volume, because we would have sales that would go on for weeks, and there wasn't a lot of content at the time that was streaming for long durations like that. And so after that, I worked for them for a while. We had like replay kiosk systems, and so you could go to a racetrack and pull up past races. And so I helped to manage some of the server installations and architecture for that, as well as the actual platforms. And then after that, I worked for a company called Trackis that did a really cool thing. It was they had RF transmitters or RF tags that were in the saddle cloths, and so they could track the horses as they'd go around the track. Using, I think they had something like 12 or 14 antennas that would ping these tracking tags that had a unique identifier. And that would allow them to build like some speed numbers as well as generate 3D animation that they could play. So they could, you could get a number, like a chiclet representation of your horse, or they actually had 3D rendered horses kind of running around the track. And so that's still implemented. And you can see some of that on live coverage today. So like I think NBC utilizes some of it, and back in the early days of that, I was helped implement that with some ESPN and TVG broadcast. TVG is a cable and satellite network for horse racing, and so I've kind of gotten to see a lot of these technology products evolve with the thoroughbred industry, and it's been really neat to see that, and I've seen kind of the HD TV transition happen as well, and I've been fortunate to work in the same city as Keeneland Racetrack, because they really take an initiative on utilizing some of these technologies before anybody else. So technology is in thoroughbred racing, but it's definitely kind of lags behind what we might think is mainstream.
Wow, that's very interesting. That thing with the 3D horse things is amazing. All right, Alex, I told you that you wouldn't be so nervous and that you wouldn't hold back. I'm glad that you finally did it after 4.5 years. So GizFiz at AOL.com. Just send me your address. And if you know of a winning horse, you could put that in pencil.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And thank you for being, hang on, chat room celebrity of the week. And keep
Thanks
watching the chat room. You're welcome. Because I'm sure the chat room's going to also send you some comments. All right, so now we'll just play a little match game. And Kara, did you get an email with a link in it from me earlier?
Yes, I did.
Okay, we'll have that when Charlie comes down. So we're going to do like 3 match game questions, and then Charlie's going to come down. And while Charlie's here, we're going to look at a website that I found yesterday that's kind of Charlie-like, and we'll tell you why. Ben Franklin said, not many people know this, but when lightning struck my kite, it also French fried my blank. Okay. Ben Franklin said, not many people know this, but when lightning struck my kite, it French fried my blank. You playing, Dennis? Let's see. You could write on the back of that. Oh, that's good. What you have in your hand is good. Also French fried my...
What's the question?
When Ben Franklin said, when lightning struck my kite, it also French fried my blank. My chitlins, My brain, my nose hairs, the horse I was sitting on. Okay. All right. When Ben Franklin said, not many people know this, but when lightning struck my kite, it also French fried my Dennis. Also French fried my Dennis says French fried my heart. Don't think we got. Oh, there goes my answer. Two people have it. It also French fried my toes. And Kara, you said French fried my glasses. Well, that's a good answer. Take that back. And okay. Harry said, if the government wants to save money, why don't they sell the White House and move the first family into a blank house? If the government wants to save money, why don't they move the first family out of the White House and into a blank house? I don't think anybody's gonna get mine. Oh, that's very fun. That's the best answer right there. Waffle House. Halfway House is good. House of Pancakes. Oh, these are very good. If the government wants to save money, why don't they move the first family out of the White House and into the Dennis? Into the Maxwell House. Oh, okay. Maxwell House. Kara, what did you say? Move out of the White House and into a doghouse. You just matched roll over there. I said into a guest house. Acid house, haunted house, dog house.
What is an acid house?
Yeah, I don't know. A Motel 6. I will do one more, and then I will vamp while we get Charlie down.
I did get a Yearn to Learn sent in, but we can do that next week.
Oh, yeah, we'll do it next week. Because we'll end this at 9.
Okay.
Tom's mother-in-law said to Tom, how come every time I come over to your house, the parrot says, here comes blank? Tom's mother-in-law said to Tom, how come every time I come over to visit, your parrot says, here comes blank? Here comes trouble. Oh, that's funny. See if anybody matches me. Oh, okay. Tom's mother-in-law said to Tom, how come every time I come over to visit, your parrot says, here comes blank? The witch, the fuzz, trouble, Frankenstein, misery guts, that old geezer, the dork. All right, okay. Tom's mother-in-law said to Tom, how come every time I come over to visit, the parrot says, here comes blank? Dennis, here comes trouble. You matched a lot of people, Dennis. Okay, Kara. Here comes...
My attempt at a Shining reference.
Oh, here comes Johnny. Okay.
It wasn't quite that.
I said, here comes the old bag. And that... Oh, my good Tata. Here comes the old bag. All right. All right. Dennis went to get Charlie, and we'll do one match game question while Charlie comes down. And while Charlie's here, we'll go to that web address I emailed you, Kara. Da-dum-bum. Greg said, for good luck, before I hit my golf ball, I blank on it. Greg said, for good luck, before I hit my golf ball, I blank on it. I blank. Okay. Blow on it. Okay. Okay. Okay, Kara, before I play golf, I blank on the ball. Oh, ta-da! I have spit also. And the chat room, spit, pee, blow, pee. I horse on it, write on it, spit, meditate, blow on it, think on it, dance on it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, full screen for Charlie the dog. Okay, Kara, can you put up that link?
Oh, yes.
Okay, keep watching. Okay, Charlie. Da-da. Okay, you guys know Mike Rowe, right? This is Mike Rowe's dog. Cut back to Charlie, please. And back to Mike Rowe's dog. Isn't that amazing? Charlie, look at. Charlie. That's Mike Rowe's dog is a Charlie wannabe. That is so funny. Yeah, get Mike Rowe as chat room celebrity of the week. That would be good. Oh, you know what? Kara, go back to that, and can you scroll down that page? Because he has a couple of funny things there. We'll go back. There's some more Charlie pictures. Yeah, just keep going. Yeah, you can keep going. I'll tell you when to stop. More. And more and more. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, look at that. Looks like Charlie there. Okay, keep scrolling. And more. And more.
Oh, that's all there is.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you out of space? Oh,
Yeah,
is that the end?
That's the end of it.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I guess I could load more content. Wait, it says right here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Show more content. He has a couple of funny pictures that he took. It won't load.
Yeah, it's being slow.
No. Dun, dun, dun. You guys should try getting a faster internet.
Yeah, I know, right?
or some internet. No, that's it. There he had taken some pictures of signs, and one of them was, I stayed up all night to see where the sun went, and then it dawned on me. I thought that was funny.
Okay, wait.
And then it's a set of porta potties, and it says, oh, okay, did it start running again?
Yes. So,
Okay, keep going. Da-da-bum-bum. I don't know where that picture came from. Another side of my... Oh, there's another Charlie picture, licking an ear, one of Charlie's favorite things. Oh, this is kind of funny. Go back. Porta potties now serving numbers 1 through 2. Porty potty humor. Okay. He's a brave man. He's done some.
Looks like he drinks a lot. Oh, this is funny.
Yeah. And those jaw. Oh, here you go. Drop your pants here, and you'll receive prompt attention. A cleaning establishment. I doubt if that's true.
Yeah, right.
And that's kind of funny.
This
See
is
the little.
funny.
Isn't that a riot? The picture on the wall. Well, maybe that was the cat who posed for the picture.
Right.
Yeah. I will do one. Go down a few more times, and when we get to the next funny sign, we can start. Another Charlie dog. Not yet. Oh, this is. You can stop there. This is kind of another picture. The only thing is, Micro's dog has slightly shorter legs than Charlie, and it would take Charlie about an hour to get the courage to walk up to that other dog. Charlie would bark at it, and then walk up to it a little bit, and then run away, and then walk up a little closer. Anyway, so this is, 9 o'clock. Very good. We did an hour. Alex was great fun. You know what? If you could vote for the Giz Wiz, OMG Chad said, "Oh God, I would love to have an award. It would be super if you could." It's podcastawards.com. You can vote every day. You can vote once a day for until June 12th. And it is we're the last category down. And Scam School is on there if you happen to like that. And you don't have to vote for anything else if you don't want to. You can just scroll to the bottom and vote for the Giz Wiz. They will ask for your name and email address. And then you'll get an email address that said, "Do you want your vote to count?" Something like that. And you click yes. This is to avoid people who just go in and, make up fake votes. So you'll vote. You'll get an email that says, yes, I voted. You click on that, and then it'll say vote counted. So that would be super. The Giz Wiz show. And this Thursday, if you're around, we're doing 2 shows in a row. Next week, Chad is going to E3, which worked out well because next Thursday is PepCom here in New York City. So a week from so this Thursday we do 2 shows. One that will be for the Friday show and one for the following week. And the second show this Thursday is our catalog show. The first time we've ever done that. If you know, Dr. Mom already sent in one. If you know of a catalog that's kind of offbeat, we all know about Think Geek and Hemmicker Schlemmer. But if you know about a kind of a crazy catalog, email me with the name of the catalog and maybe a link to 2 things in the catalog that you think is unusual. And we're going to pick 4 or 5 catalogs and talk about them on the show and show the suggestions. And everybody who is involved in that gets that issue of Mad Magazine, and they all get an Alfred E. Newman picture. You get the August issue, which isn't on stands yet, and you'll get one of those 38-year-old Alfred E. Newman pictures. Okay, so that's this Thursday, starting at 7:30, and the 2 shows will follow one another. Okay, this has been Giz Fiz PM. And we thank Kara Cole for a great job at the TriCast. GizFiz PM is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman, Dick DeBartolo, Dennis Wonderland, Dr. Mom, Myra Joyce, Alex Gumpel, Kara Cole, iPhone, Beef Team, Red Penguin, Teflon, Radio Rod, Solid Pixel, Jamma B, Davey, Tata, Geek Wannabe, and Old Geek Production. Sponsored by Turtle Wax. Wax your turtle, wax your horse. It's Alex approved. See you all next week. Bye. Thanks, Kara. That was great.
Thank you, Dick. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, chat.
Bye, chat room.